So, got something to show you. That's right. The title's not a lie. I did in fact buy the cheapest MR-2 Spyder that I could find in the United States. Boy, is she a beauty. Not really, it's really kind of rough, but does have its pluses and minuses, I guess you'd say. Got a little bit of damage there where that door's caught the fender. This rear fender, that one might be okay. However, this one is not. Got some damage in there, something got it there. That door, I think I can massage this out. What else? This fender doesn't look bad. I think it'll be all right. And then obviously the front bumper cover, gonna need a new one of those probably, but that's okay. Get that replaced. I don't know, I could probably do something with that, but it's just so far gone. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. The beauty of this vehicle is that the rear quarter panels, since it's a convertible and all, they're not even actual quarter panels, they're fenders. You can see this one's had a lot of work done to it before. So I'm just gonna go ahead, pull those off, replace them with new wider ones, because the whole purpose of this project is to go racing. So need to be able to fit some meats under the back. Back bumper really isn't that bad. I think I can massage it back to looking okay. This thing is not going to be no pristine show car. I'm not trying to make it look great. I just want to go fast and it look somewhat decent. I'd prefer for it to look stock, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that without, you know, cutting up the fender flares or putting flares on it or something. And I would have to do something to be able to fit the tires I want to fit under it. So this engine is going to be coming out, and what's going to be going in is a K24A2. I've been wanting to do this swap for a while. I was either going to do this or a Accord, like a 2009, 2010 to 2012 Accord. But the aftermarket support just isn't there. It's going to be way more fabrication. And at the end of the day, I'd have a front wheel drive car. And I've already done that once before. I've bought one in rough shape like this, got it back right, changed the engine and all, and gone racing in it before. But this time I want it to be something that's good and quick. The last one was not very fast because it was front wheel drive. So even with all that power, it just couldn't really get it down the way I want it to. And this car weighs about 1,000 pounds less. I believe the curb weight of this car is like 2,145 pounds. So it is going to be getting a little bit of weight with the addition of a cage and whatnot. But who knows, maybe we can stay under 2,400. If we could stay around 2,200, that would be even better. It's got a good windshield, which is very important to me. The parts that were important to me is the windshield, the hood, the rear trunk lid, stuff like that. I don't even know. I've lifted this up once. It looks rough under there. Needs a radiator, I think. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of work on the core support, you can see. And this car does have a rebuilt title, but it is a clear title. So I have gone ahead and been able to title the car. I can tag it and all that good stuff, which is all that I'm really worried about. I don't think it's ever gonna get driven on the street, but I wanted the option to, just in case. But it's going to be an out and out race car, but who knows, maybe I'll be able to drive it there sometimes. We'll see. The reason I was able to get this car so cheap is because it did not have a key. So if you've lost the original key to this car and you don't have any of the originals, it's about $600 to have the ECU reprogrammed to a new key. And I don't have to worry about that because it's going to go on AEM Infinity. It's going to be a race car. So I don't need the original key or the ECU or any of that jazz. But if I was trying to make it a, you know, normal road going car, it would have been $600 to fix it, which still isn't that bad. But this thing is in rough shape. And I looked for months trying to find one of these. The next cheapest one I found, I'll go ahead and tell you, I paid $800 for this one. The next cheapest one I found was $3 grand, and it was in a whole lot better shape, but it was also a, what they call them, a SMT, essentially an automatic. It doesn't have a clutch pedal or any of that jazz, which I obviously need because it's going to be a true H-pattern manual car. So I have to have a clutch pedal, a spot to mount a slave cylinder, all that stuff. So this just saved me a little bit of work on that front. All the interior's coming out anyways. It's getting a hard top. None of that stuff was really an issue. The frame not being in spec, I don't know if it is or isn't, but it doesn't really matter anyways because all the panels are coming off and I'm measuring everything corner to corner. Like I said, I've done this once before, and when you're trying to build something to go quick like this, you just got to make sure everything's right. Even if you get a good one, you have to do this. But certainly one like this, I'll be tearing every panel off, measuring every hole, making sure everything lines up right and everything is square. And when it is, we will proceed. This is going to take some time. This is a major project, and obviously I have a full-time job on top of this. But we are going to be making some progress, and I think it'll be pretty cool. It's been a long time since we've been drag racing. I'm real excited to get to go racing again, even if we're not going that fast at first. Just to be back out and going would be nice. I thought about getting it running as it sits, because it did run, by the way, when it was parked. It's got new brakes on the back and whatnot. It's been kept up with somewhat until it was parked in the field. So I know I could get it running in a few hours and driving. The only downside is the tires are shot because it's been sitting in a field, and they were probably old when it was parked there. And on top of that, I mean, I don't want to spend all that time just to get it running, to run it down the drag strip twice just to see that it's going to go really, really slow, because I already know that. I know what this car should run because I've actually ran one that was stock before, so I know about how fast it should be, and it won't be that fast. So it would only just be a waste of time. I'm going to spend my time more wisely and go ahead and start tearing down this thing. Starting today with the lock cylinders. I got to take out both lock cylinders out of the driver's door, which shouldn't be too hard. It's all assembled. The passenger door, which is not assembled, so we'll see how well that goes. Luckily, it doesn't look like the panels that well attached. I had to strap it shut for the ride home. So this thing's seen better days for sure. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of restoration, but hey, what else do I have to do? And you all get to come along for the ride if you so wish. Once I get these lock cylinders out, I can bring them to the locksmith, who will then make me a key, and hopefully one of these two cylinders matches that column. That way I don't have to take any of this loose yet. If I do have to, it's not really that big of a deal. The problem is to get the actual cylinder out, I think you need the key, because you have to like put it at accessory and press a pin on most Toyotas to get it to slide out. So my guess is I need that key to be able to get the ignition out of there. So I'm gonna take in these two cylinders. Hopefully they can get me a key, and then we can be moving from there. I don't want to have to take the dash apart yet if I don't have to. I'd like to get the K-Series in it and be able to drive it around a little bit before we go tearing it apart to put the cage in it and all that. I'd like to get to run it at least once, just NA and running. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's the new project. I'm pretty excited about it, and there is going to be regular updates with this. It's not going to be like the tie-dye videos where it just stops. The show will continue on this, or there will be an end. So either way, you'll be kept in the loop. Not too frequently, not daily or anything like that, but hopefully once a week. Do a little something to it, just something to keep it moving along. Alrighty, thank you for watching. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see y'all soon.